Today's body cam footage captures one of the most dangerous situations any patrol officer can face, a routine traffic stop that turns into a running, gun battle and a neighborhood-wide manhunt. What started as an officer noticing a vehicle without license plates quickly escalated into an ambush that left multiple officers wounded, innocent civilians in danger, and an entire community under threat. As we break down this footage, we'll examine several critical moments: the initial traffic stop, the suspect's surprise attack, the officer's response after being shot, the suspect's attempts to evade capture, the bravery of civilians caught in the middle, the tactical decisions officers made during the house-to-house search, the rescue of an elderly resident under active gunfire. Let's examine the footage section by section.
Section.
2024, in Sparks. The officer notices a vehicle driving without license plates. At first glance, this might seem like a minor traffic violation, but officers know that small violations often lead to discovering more serious crimes. From a policing perspective, stopping a vehicle without plates is completely routine. Officers conduct these stops countless times every day. What's important here is that the officer has no indication that he's about to encounter an armed suspect willing to kill a police officer. This highlights one of the biggest realities of patrol work. Officers rarely know the level of danger they're walking into. At this stage, everything appears to be a standard enforcement stop, but that's about to change dramatically.
Wade pulled out a handgun as the officer approached. He fired directly at the officer through the car window. The officer was shot in the neck, but still retained the ability to move. While quickly retreating, he returned fire. After the exchange of gunfire, Wade accelerated away from the scene in his vehicle. But while passing through an intersection, he was involved in a serious crash. Wade did not stop. He quickly fled the scene. The wounded officer pursued him on foot for about a block, but eventually lost sight of Wade. Soon after, police received a report that Wade had entered a nearby house. The female homeowner, trying to protect her child, attacked Wade with a knife, injured him, and forced him out of the house.
After fleeing the home, Wade doesn't travel far. Instead, he hides inside the back seat of an SUV only a short distance away. He threatens the female driver and forces her to provide false information to officers. This is a clever but dangerous tactic. By controlling the victim's statements, he manipulates the police response and buys himself valuable time. For investigators, situations like this create enormous challenges. Officers must quickly determine whether witnesses are giving accurate information or speaking under duress. The suspect uses fear as another weapon to delay capture. As officers conduct a systematic neighborhood search, they approach another residence. An elderly woman answers the door. Suddenly, she collapses to the ground. At first glance, officers cannot know exactly what's happening. Is she having a medical emergency? Was she pushed? Is there someone behind the door? Within moments, they get their answer. Anthony Wade opens fire from inside the house. The situation instantly transforms into an active gunfight with a civilian trapped in the line of fire.
My he put a gun on my head. He was on the backyard and came inside.
Where is he?
I think he went to the other house.
Which way? You went this way?
In the backyard, and then I think he jumped the fence, but I don't know where.
In fact, Wade did not run very far after fleeing. Instead, he hid in the back seat of an SUV about 10 meters outside the house. He threatened the female driver and forced her to give officers false information, causing the police to miss capturing him.
All right, so we have a critical incident that's going on. It's kind of dangerous right now. Did anyone jump inside your yard or backyard? Where are you headed to? Okay. What I need you to do, can you go inside your house and shelter in place? Let's get this family out of here.
Part of the entire incident. Rather than retreating to cover and leaving the elderly woman exposed, officers rush directly toward her. They throw themselves into danger and drag her to safety while bullets are flying. This is an incredibly high-risk decision. During the exchange, 2 officers are struck. Fortunately, one officer's protective equipment absorbs the impact. Another officer is hit in hearing protection rather than suffering a direct head injury. Despite taking fire themselves, the officers successfully rescue the woman without her being injured. This moment highlights one of the core priorities during active shooter situations: protect innocent lives, even under extreme danger. By this point, several themes emerge. First, a seemingly routine traffic stop evolved into an officer-involved shooting within seconds. Second, the suspect repeatedly endangered innocent civilians to facilitate his escape. Third, both civilians and officers displayed extraordinary courage. The wounded officer continued fighting after being shot. A mother defended her child against an armed fugitive. Officers risked their own lives to rescue an elderly resident trapped in gunfire. Meanwhile, the suspect consistently chose escalation over surrender. Each opportunity to stop peacefully was replaced with another act of violence. This body cam footage serves as a reminder that police encounters can evolve unpredictably and rapidly. What began as a simple license plate violation became an ambush, a vehicle pursuit, a residential invasion, a carjacking, and multiple officer-involved shootings. Perhaps the most memorable moments aren't just the acts of violence, but the responses to them. A wounded officer refusing to give up, a mother protecting her child, officers charging into gunfire to rescue a helpless civilian. These moments demonstrate how quickly ordinary people and first responders can be forced into extraordinary circumstances. As always, body cam footage provides valuable insight into the split-second decisions made during high-stress situations, allowing us to better understand both the risks officers face and the impact.
Seeing the victim in danger, the officers rushed forward without hesitation. They threw themselves toward the woman lying on the ground and desperately dragged her outside. During the intense exchange of gunfire, 2 officers were hit. One officer was protected by his body armor, while the other was struck in his hearing protection device. The elderly woman was successfully rescued and was not injured. After that, Wade continued to flee.